afternoon, friends. So as you guys can see, I am back in scrubs, which is a major difference than the last few months as I've been cooped away studying for USMLE Step 1 and now Step 2 and all these really stupid exams. But anyway, I am back in the hospital, back seeing patients, back doing what I love for my AI. So an AI is an acting internship, it stands for. Other institutions call it sub-I. It is the same thing, AI or sub-I, whichever terminology is used at whatever institution. So I will be using AI throughout this rotation because that is what we call it at my school. So basically what an AI is a 4-week rotation for fourth year medical students to rotate and act as the intern in the specialty that they will be applying into. An AI is really like an intense crash course lesson of what it's going to be like in residency. So they try to get you that experience as a fourth year medical student, soon to be resident, in the specialty that you are going into, because that's what you're going to be doing, you know? So that is a requirement at my medical school, at many medical schools, for graduation. So I am currently on my AI. This is day number 2, you guys, and your girl is stressed. They said, oh, acting intern, okay, we're gonna treat you like an intern, and they're giving me the work as such. So I am getting a lot of responsibility. I'm doing a lot of work. It's really long days, like 7 p.m. to 6 p.m. and I am running all day, you guys. So this week, my goal is to show you a lot more of what exactly I'm doing on my AI. And obviously you are going to be able to see the specialty that I am applying into, which is internal medicine. On top of my acting internship and all of the responsibilities that come with that, I am also still studying for Step 2, you guys. So I come home and literally study for 2 hours, 3 hours, do some questions to study for Step 2 because I'm going to be taking that in a few weeks. So this is going to be a very busy month for me. Luckily, it is one of the last really major requirements of medical school, of fourth year for me, in which I'm going to have like this level of responsibility. So I'm counting down the days, you guys. I love it, but it is a lot of work. So you guys are going to see in this video exactly what I'm doing. I'll walk you through what my days are like and all of that. So let's get to it. This here is the student lounge, you guys. So you can see it's just a very basic room. There's one little couch in here. There's a couple computers, so it's really helpful to come in here, write notes if you can't find a computer on the floor somewhere. There are lockers behind me here. People put their backpacks in. You can see it's gotten a little messy. The new third years have started. I've been there, I know how that goes. So in this old school whiteboard you see here. So just really cool space in the hospital for us to congregate, to eat lunch, to have a space that's close by to where the patients are, because going back and forth between the hospital and the med school can be like very time consuming. So it's nice to have a space in the hospital to get work accomplished, to sit and eat lunch, to just hang out if you have time to kill. Okay, you guys, so this is what a typical inpatient hospital room looks like. So you can see this is a single room, one bed, a few chairs. It has a window view out there, but as you can see, even with a window, it's pretty drab, you know? Like, this isn't the ideal place to spend a week, 4 days, however much time. So that's that. Good morning, friends. So it is bright and early in the morning. It is 6:30 a.m. and I'm headed to the hospital for day 3 of my acting internship, my AI. So now I've printed off my list, you guys. We have 10 patients on our team for today. So we have 10 patients admitted to our service. I am carrying 4 of them. So I just picked up a new one today that was admitted overnight. So what I have to do is basically research who the patient is, why are they here, figure out what they've done already for them since they've been admitted last night, and what the diagnosis is, what our plan is going to be for today, how are we going to continue to treat them, etc., etc. So that requires a lot of research and chart checking. So I basically have to search through the chart, weed through all the notes that have been written on this patient last night and today, figure out what has happened so I know my patient in and out to present, and then figure out what I want to do. So I have to log into our electronic medical record, do a lot of searching. I also have to check up on my patients from yesterday. So my 3 old patients, I also have to do some chart checking, figure out what happened overnight. Is there anything that happened overnight when I wasn't here? Check their vitals, go do a physical exam on them, and prepare all of the details so that I can present them on rounds, which I will discuss in a little bit. So let me get to work. So this is a rhythm strip from a patient's telemetry monitor. So when a patient is hooked up on telemetry, it monitors their heart rate. And this allows you to see any abnormal rhythms or rates on the monitor so that we can treat them accordingly. So the great thing about being on the team I'm on in telemetry is that there's just so much to do, you guys. So for example, I have a patient who is in heart failure and literally only probably has about a few months left to live. So we are sitting down with the palliative care team, which are the people who basically come in and talk to you about end of life, like your end of life care, make you comfortable. Where do you want to be to kind of like pass peacefully? There's a whole team dedicated to have these conversations because these are topics that people don't handle very well, right? Families more so don't always handle well. Patients might know that their time is coming and they've come to terms and peace with it, but not all oftentimes have the family come to terms with it, right? So there are entire teams in hospitals and medicine that are equipped to handle these type of conversations. So my patient who is in severe heart failure, we're having a family meeting with his son via phone, but we're sitting with the palliative care team, the medical team, us, and the patient and his son, and having a conversation about, it being kind of more so toward the end of his life. His disease has severely progressed, all of that good stuff. I've seen some of those conversations happen as a third-year medical student, but I've never sat in one or been a part of one as an acting intern, as a fourth-year student with much more responsibilities. So kind of want to see that. But at the same time, there is a lumbar puncture happening with my resident for another patient. So, which is super cool. If you guys don't know what a lumbar puncture is, or an LP is basically when you put a needle in the back, in the spine, to get spinal fluid out of people's basically spine to see if there's anything in their brain, because the brain, the spinal cord, all of that stuff is connected. There's fluid that flows throughout. So you put a needle right through the back. It's a very common but has a lot of risk procedures. So my resident is doing that, and I'm going to help him assist. So it was deciding between going to the family meeting or helping assist with the LP, and it's like I want to do both, but I'm definitely going to do the LP, so much cool stuff always happens. Sometimes you have to make a decision what you want to do, what do you want to see, what do you want to experience first, and I definitely went with the LP. I'll have plenty of family meetings to attend in the future, so let's go see what this LP looks like. So basically how it works, you guys, with medications is that the nurses on each floor in each part of the hospital have their own medication dispenser, but sometimes they either use through all of the medications in those dispensers, or they don't have a medication that we need for a patient on site on the floor. So there's an inpatient pharmacy in the hospital that has all of the medications here that the hospital offers. They have the medications there, so sometimes we have to run down to the pharmacy to get a medication, or a runner will run medications from the pharmacy up to the part of the hospital that is needed. Oftentimes it's quicker to just run down to the pharmacy and get it yourself. So that is what I just did. I went and got lidocaine for a patient that we are about to do the LP on. So it was really quick. It only took me 5 minutes. And this is why sometimes in healthcare it's easier to just run and do things on your own rather than waiting for someone to do something for you. right, you guys. So I was dismissed at about 5:30 today. It's about 6 o'clock as I'm getting home because, you know, you get caught up in the hospital, you see a few friends, you catch up. Before you know it, it's 30 minutes later, and now I'm getting home at 6. So it wasn't a bad day. It was busy, very, very busy. That is going to be the theme over the next 4 weeks. Like I said, it is a very busy service that I'm on. However, it's a very useful service I'm on. I really love the type of medicine that we're doing. I love cardiology. So it was definitely the right pick for me to do this 4-week rotation, this acting internship in telemetry. It's so funny as a medical student how much stuff we accumulate in these white coats, in these pockets. You guys, look at this stack of papers. Like, why do I have all of these papers? Like, save the freaking trees. It's just rule number 1 about being a medical student, especially in 3rd and 4th year when you are on the floors and you are caring for patients, is that you must be ready to present your patient. You have to be prepared. You have to know what's going on, what's been done, what's their diagnosis, what you want to do, what medications they're on, all of the details, because that's our one job, you guys. So it looks really poorly if you're not prepared. So that is why it is so easy to accumulate such a massive papers, because we as medical students tend to print out everything we need to know. So we have like all of their information, the notes, all of these things in our pockets, and it just like builds up day after day after day. So I have to drop them off in the recycling bin at some point because it's literally weighing me down. So you guys saw that I got out of work and I had to rush home because this girl right here just completed the bar exam. Woo! We got a lawyer on our hands, y'all. We got a lawyer on our hands. She just finished the bar exam today, you guys. 2-day exam, long. She's tired. So, you know, we were gonna go to the steakhouse. We were gonna turn up, go to dinner. She said, I'm tired. I just want to go to sleep. I said, well, can we go for dinner somewhere? Bomb. What more could you want? What more could you want? We got Chick-fil-A going. New lawyer in the house. This is how I'm spending my evening, you guys. Good morning, friends. So another day, another dollar that I am not getting paid, but someone is. So a really great thing about being on the telemetry or the cardiology team is that a lot of our patients come in with very like pressing matters, right? The heart is super important. So when it dysfunctions, it requires immediate attention. So we often have to come down to the ED to see our patients and do consults and see what do we need to do with them right away and whatnot. Do we need to bring them upstairs, move them to the floor, whatnot? So I'm headed to the ED right now to check on a new patient. All right, guys, so I'm finally getting a chance to eat lunch. We are on the go on this team. Like, there is no time to do anything. So eating some wings and French fries, you know, totally healthy. Gonna stay in shape in residency. So I'm gonna eat really quickly and then head back up to do more work. All right, guys, so basically how rounding works is that I come in the morning, first thing in the morning, I do a lot of chart checking on my patients. I go and see them, figure out what happened overnight when I wasn't here, get the full story, go do a physical exam, all of that stuff, prepare my presentation for rounds. So basically the big team comes together. So the cardiology attending, the cardiology fellow, the 2 residents, and myself, the acting intern. We come together, we sit down, and we discuss every single patient in depth. What's their diagnosis? What's going on? What did we do yesterday? How did they do overnight? What are we doing today? What's the plan moving forward? When are they going home? All of those details. I have to present my patients, the other residents present theirs, and whatnot. The attending basically grills us, make sure we know our stuff. So that is how rounds work. Sometimes they happen in the morning, sometimes they happen in the afternoon, depending on the attending doctor's schedule. And we literally sit and discuss each patient, and then we walk around and see each patient. So that, my friends, is rounds. People usually have a love or hate relationship with rounds. If you are on internal medicine, you gotta love rounds. It's what we do pretty much most of the day. So today I'm dismissed a little bit earlier, you guys. It's 4:45, which is amazing after getting out 6-7 p.m. some nights this week. So like I said, it's a very busy service. I'm learning a lot. Oh my God, it's like pouring on me, but I don't even care because it's early. But it's a very busy service, but I do feel like I'm learning a lot. So, you know, it's kind of the trade-off of the medicine rotations and the things you're assigned to. It's like, you know, sometimes you get stuck on a really busy team or really busy service, and it's like hit or miss, but some of those rotations are some of the most valuable because you learn so much when you're seeing patients and seeing different diseases and whatnot. So getting our money's worth, that's for sure. We pay a lot to be here. So good morning, friends, and happy Friday. I wish I could say that it's the last day of the week and that I get to enjoy my weekend off, but that's simply not how medicine works. So we work 6 days a week, so I will be in either Saturday or Sunday. So I will figure that out today. But the sun is shining, the birds are chirping. It's seeming to be a very good start to the day. So let's see what Friday has in store for us. All right, you guys, so right now I'm doing some chart checking. We have access on our personal computers to the electronic medical record. So that's really helpful because I don't necessarily have to be in the hospital to chart check my patients and to look up things overnight. So I can sit anywhere and do that. Right now I'm in the lounge, but chart checking my patients, also grab some coffee. One thing about being on acting internship or during your 3rd and 4th year of medical school is that people are not going to baby you and be like, oh, go get breakfast, go get lunch, you know, all of that. So you have to find the time to go grab a cup of coffee or to go eat your lunch, to make sure you eat and don't pass out, because there won't always be somebody that looks after you and lets you know, okay, go eat lunch now. So all of that to say, getting ready for rounds, present my patients. I picked up a new one today, a lady with heart failure. Basically our bread and butter on this service.
University staff. Please don't forget to get your COVID vaccine before.
Don't forget to get your COVID vaccines. They keep playing that alert over the overhead all day today because all healthcare professionals, employees in the hospital have to be vaccinated by like next week. So they're offering it for free in the cafeteria all day today. So that's what they keep saying over the PA system. But anyway, prepping for rounds. We're gonna round in about 15 minutes. And so yeah, it's a good day so far. Happy Friday. All right, you guys, so you can see that I'm doing my morning routine, looking at the strips for some of my patients. You can see how some of them look real crazy. Some of them look pretty normal. So this is what I have to make sure I know. ¿Todo bien? Okay. You okay? Good. You need anything from me? We run and get things for our patients. We got some hygiene items, new gowns, some socks, wipes, toothbrush. Hook her up. So I'm finally free, you guys. It is 5:30 on Friday. So I'm gonna try to enjoy what's left of this little bit of Friday night. I'll be back here in the morning on Saturday. Literally been working Monday through Saturday, 6-day weeks on internal medicine, especially on the AI. So long days, long weeks, working hard, definitely getting their money's worth with me and the other acting interns. Whew, talk about it. It's indentured servitude right now. But no, tomorrow we are switching attending physicians. So the boss doctor in charge that we've been working with all week, they just switched today. So today was our last day with her. So tomorrow we'll be getting someone new. So they gave me the choice between whether to come in Saturday or Sunday, and I picked Saturday. Because I think it's easier to just work those like Monday through Saturday straight, you know, I'm already in the rhythm of working all week and all of that. And being that we're switching those doctors over tomorrow, the first day is typically like the toughest, and I would just like to get a sense of like how the doctor works, like what they expect out of me and whatnot. And I'd rather do that on the first day when maybe the expectations aren't as high, rather than to come in Sunday and those expectations have already been laid out, and then I'm like you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so enjoy you guys Friday. I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, friends. So it is the last day of our 6-day work week, and it is the last day of my first week on my telemetry acting internship, my AI. So it's a little bit later in the morning. I came in at about 7:30 this morning. So let's get the day started and end the week off strong. So those are classic findings of heart failure, you guys. So, pitting edema of the lower extremities when you press in, and, the skin, the tissue doesn't rebound, jugular venous distension, JVD, the heart isn't pumping well, so the blood backs up into the veins of the neck, and then hearing crackles or wheezing or rails on auscultation of the lungs, so you hear the fluid in the lungs that's backing up. All very classic for heart failure. So after I see all my patients, you guys, then I have to write a note for each of them. So that's the more time consuming part of the day, because you really have to go through and document everything, right? Everything's in the documentation. So you document their vitals, what happened overnight, the physical exam findings, what's your assessment and plan, and that can take a really long time, especially if they're new patients. So luckily, the 2 patients I have this morning, I've been following all week, so it was just progress notes, basically. How are they doing from yesterday? That's a much quicker process, a much quicker note. So it only took me about 15 minutes to write my notes, so now I'm done. I also just found out that we're not rounding until 3 p.m. It's 8:30, you guys, 8:30 in the morning. So I basically have nothing to do until like 3 p.m. I'll check up on my patients, make sure they're good throughout the day, but I could have came in at like 12. What the heck? So I'm about to get some breakfast. I just got some toast and some coffee, you guys, but the one really great perk about being on acting internship is this right here, you guys. That right there. So that is a gold card. It's basically a meal card. So they give us money. They only gave us like $55, but hey, it's better than zero. And it's a meal card that we can use to buy food in the cafeteria, buy food at the vending machines, whatever on the 4 weeks that we are in AI. Residents get them, faculty get them, and whatnot. And because we're treated as residents, we get one as well for the 4 weeks. Really great, because that's $55 that I can spend on a meal card rather than my own money. So little $2 meals like this are like super useful in that regard, I just need like 5 minutes. I'm so tired. Oh my goodness, this has been a long week, you guys. A long freaking week. You guys, I am finally done for the day. It is only 2:02 p.m. My resident is amazing. He was like, we finished our work. You get out of here. Go enjoy your weekend. I appreciate you, James. I appreciate residents who are mindful that we are students. We work 6 days a week. We are not paid for this. We are going to have plenty of time to be them, to be, employees, to work 6 days a week, 80 to 90 hour, weeks. And so I appreciate that, and being mindful and considerate of us as students. So I'm writing you a good eval. But anyway, it was a great week, you guys. It was a great first week on my acting internship in telemetry, which is basically the cardiology inpatient service. Super enjoy the work that we're doing. It's right up my alley of what I want to do. So I love it so far. So thank you guys for tuning in with me. I'll be here, you know, doing this acting internship for the next 3 weeks, so 4 weeks total. So you guys will get to see a lot more of inpatient telemetry and what I'm doing as an acting intern. So be sure you guys give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more content. See you guys next time.